Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. Let's play BioShock Infinite in 1999 mode. Okay, we're going to jump right into the middle of things here. There was about an hour of plot in the beginning of the game that kind of sets the stage of things, but we're going to skip over that because this is not a plot playthrough. This is a combat playthrough featuring the difficulty of 1999 mode and strategies and tactics for overcoming its many challenges. I'm already making a mistake here. Note that I've done this exactly one time ever, this opening sequence, the entire game for that matter. I've played through the game once on hard, straight through 15 hours, and that unlocked 1999 mode. In this opening sequence, what I should have done is gone immediately for that guy with the pistol, killed him, taken his pistol, and then the rest of the guys are easy to deal with. Instead, I'm trying to, kite these guys, dodge them and weave, and it's just not possible. There's just too many of them, and then I was shot in the face, and I keeled over. So, first death of the playthrough. I also did not realize that if you run out of money, you actually get a perma game over, and you can't revive anymore, which never happened to me. I never ran out of money in my first playthrough. And there we go, I got the pistol. It's golden because I guess I got it because I purchased the season pass, or because I pre-ordered the game, not totally sure, but got a golden pistol, I got a golden machine gun, and it's all pretty. Don't know if it gives a damage boost or anything, or if it's just an aesthetic. Not really sure. This game is quite a bit different from the previous BioShocks. You can't save anymore, there are just checkpoints that you can restart from, essentially just an autosave mechanic, and then you can load chapters if you want to redo previous levels or something, but you cannot intermittently save anymore. You also no longer have extra medkits or Eve hypos, though in this game it's known as salt. I believe salt is supposed to imply smelling salts. Skipping some plot here, I am upgrading Possession, which is the first vigor of the game. You get it as part of that plot sequence that I mentioned before.
Possession now turns machine and man into allies. Hold and release to create a ghostly trap.
Possession is this game's version of hacking. You can use it to hack turrets, and you can, or rather possess turrets, and you can now, because I got Possession Aid, which is an upgrade to that vigor, I can possess people. And I'm trying to jump over the stupid ramp there, but I was stuck on something invisible. And I'm now going to slowly, carefully take out this turret. And I can hack it for the next area, but instead I choose to just destroy it. I accidentally shot the turret when I was killing those other police, and I don't know if I forgot that even though he is hostile, I can still possess him. I probably should have possessed him. I could have used this turret to deal with the guys in the next area. Though you have a nice high ground advantage here, and they're not a problem to deal with either way. But it wouldn't have been a waste of salts, because there are some salts right here that you can use to replenish, and you can't go back and retrieve them after you've gotten off this barge. So, a mistake, but not the end of the world, not really a big deal. I did actually do this once, and I died, and I edited that out simply because it was so long, and it wasn't really relevant. And the reason I died was because there's a turret up ahead that I wasn't aware of that would have made this entire sequence a lot easier. And I didn't hack it last time. This time I'm going to hack it. And as it turns out, it makes this sequence a lot easier, so something to keep in mind. What I did was I went up the left side of this area using the buildings and the little carts as cover, whereas what you should do is you should go up the right side. That way you have high ground and you can get behind that turret and hack it, and he basically deals with everybody for you. And the guys that are left destroy the turret, and then you can finish off whatever is left. You might see random jumps in my aim. It's because I'm recording, it screws with my FPS. You really don't need to be conservative, at least at this point in the game, with ammunition from the pistol. Even later in the game, maybe very late in the game, it becomes rare that enemies use pistols, but earlier on, most everybody does. So you'll have a constant supply of ammunition. I should mention that I'm going to be doing this on 1999 mode, but I'm also going to be trying to get the Scavenger Hunt achievement. So that means I cannot spend any money at dollar bill stations. Dollar bill vending machines, and I'm hacking a turret here, give you an opportunity to buy extra ammo and to heal up. The turret's killed everybody. I'm trying to kill it, but you can't damage things that you've possessed. I have to wait until possession wears off, and now I'm going to finish it off. This bush also appears to be acting as kind of an invisible wall. Pretty sure I should be able to shoot through a damn bush. I'm going to be playing this. I'm going to try to play this differently than my first playthrough. My first playthrough was kind of a mixture of things, but I settled on a melee build, and I utilized melee vigors. In this one, in this playthrough, I'm going to probably focus on the machine gun and a specific vigor that I'm going to find shortly. And I might even try to play it kind of as a vigor specialist, which I think you can do, judging by some of the gear that I found in my first run of the game. We're going to face kind of a mini-boss in just a moment, the Fireman, who, well, I'll talk about him, I guess, when we get to him. I should also mention that, and I kind of got sidetracked in the beginning of this video, there is a mechanic in the game that replaces the extra Eve Hypos and medkits, but you don't get access to it until later. Not a lot later, but probably a couple hours into the game, I would say. Maybe 3 at most. I don't really remember. I did this all just once, and I did it in one run through, and by the end of it I was pretty tired, so that's, I think, about right. I'm relying a lot on scavenging. I want to both get as much stuff as I can, but also reserve stuff. I'm strategically skipping med kits for this boss for when I'm injured. If you are at full salt and full health, you want to remember the locations of those pickups that you skip so you can go back and pick it up again, assuming you're doing, again, the Scavenger Hunt achievement.
It's getting hot. What's going on?
Here we go. And I already did so much damage to him, but damn, does he do a lot of damage, and it's hard to avoid his attacks. He throws fireballs at you. He's kind of like a grenadier, and they roll and then explode. They do a lot of damage, and he has a melee attack that does a ton of damage, and he leads you intelligently, and I'm just trying to get out of here. You really want to keep your distance from him. You want to just take him out with the pistol. Right as he gets near death, he charges up, and that's what he was doing there, and bum rushes you and explodes. If you kill him before he can do that, though, it won't be a problem. So, not a big deal. Harder than I expected, and here is the second vigor of the game. This is Devil's Kiss. Devil's Kiss is essentially what the Fireman was using. You can throw fireballs, or you can place fire traps. It's a really powerful crowd control mechanism, but it's hard to aim over long distances. It's essentially a grenade. It's like tossing a grenade.
Press to throw a fiery grenade.
You need to be mindful of the arc. It does bounce if it doesn't make contact with enemies immediately. You have to keep that in mind and compensate for it. We are going to skip ahead past just some walking and another turret. This is the last combat sequence of this level. hack it immediately. Guys start streaming in over this little bridge. I'm going to fall back, sacrifice my high ground advantage, and instead wait in ambush for the melee police that are going to give chase. Wait for it. There's one. There's no reason to bother with headshots, really, with this pistol. There's another pistol you get later where headshots are a far better idea. You do get a benefit from going for headshots, but you have so much ammunition. This one's really more designed to just spam into center mass and deal with enemies quickly. At least basic rank and file troops. Here we're skipping ahead to the blue ribbon. I'm just showing you guys the gear I have to start with. I don't know if everybody gets all this stuff, or if I do because I have the season pass, or what. The punch is a cornerstone of melee builds. The increased clip size is extremely useful for anybody that's focusing on guns. And the ghost weapons thing, ghostly soldier or whatever, will probably be quite useful for this playthrough, assuming I do go with a primarily vigors-based build. Picking up the shield upgrade there, I now have shields, very, very useful. In my first playthrough, I spec'd pure shields in the beginning. I just poured all of my infusions into shields. This time around, I'm going to pour them into salts. I also noticed that you get kind of a bad return for putting points into shields. Max shields is the equivalent to base health. So 10 infusions equals double your shields. Not a great return, still useful. I'm going to this time experiment and try something else. I can't say that this is optimum. I am by no means a BioShock Infinite expert. I've only played through the game once. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I'll be able to survive. Common sense dictates you want to focus on survivability on the hardest difficulty of the game, but I'm sure this will be more fun, and more fun to watch, hopefully. I should also have gotten bonus gear from the BioShock Infinite minigame Industrial Revolution, which people that pre-ordered the game got access to, but I don't have any of it. According to Steam, it's installed. There's a BioShock Infinite Industrial Revolution DLC installed, and the website gives you a code that you're supposed to be able to input in-game, at least I think that's what it says, but I didn't see anywhere to input it. And downloadable content is grayed out. So don't know what's up with that. Doesn't really matter. I went back and looked at the DLC, and the only one that I might consider using is Handyman Nemesis, which is gear that increases your damage against handymen, which are really hard to kill, so that could be useful. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Please like the video if you liked it. Please tell me if you'd like to see more. Leave comments, feedback, ask questions. I'll get back to you. Please check out my other stuff. I have a BioShock series, at least a work in progress BioShock series. About halfway done with that. That's on hard with no Vita chambers, which is about as hard as you can make the game as far as I know. And this video is not yet part of a playlist, but will be. So be sure to check out the BioShock Infinite playlist that will be made in the future. Okay, guys, have a good one.